Sometimes I think it'd be fun to have my own Disney sidekick, but then I remember that I'd probably have to be an orphan, or at least not raised by my parents, or have to fight some horrible villain, or I'll just be rebelling against my parents. Oh, wait, that one fits. What are we doing today? I'm glad you asked. What's up, guys? It's Pie Man, and welcome to Quick List, where we count down things, like the number of days I have left until Coppa destroys me for making videos that contain animated kids characters. It's not a fucking kids channel, okay, bitchachos? Today we're counting down our favourite sidekicks from Disney films, which is kind of complicated because what constitutes as a sidekick and what's just one of the main characters and what's Pixar character, doesn't matter, we're ignoring those. Let's just begin. At number 10 is Jiminy Cricket, because he deserves to be on this list as, frankly, the most iconic Disney sidekick of all time. Even if, you know, he's a fucking terrible sidekick. He's a terrible conscience. He just gets Pinocchio into so much shit throughout that film, lets him get kidnapped, run away, eaten by a whale, the normal stuff. You gotta love him, but he's a bit of a mess, and his sidekick song, it's only okay. Next, number 9 is a personal favourite of mine, Phil from Hercules. Like all good sidekicks, he desperately wanted nothing to do with Hercules until he was struck by lightning by Zeus, so there's that. Also his sidekick song, One Last Hope, that is an amazing song, and Phil, unlike some of these characters, has his own real arc in the film, like his desperate dream to see one of his guys up in the stars, and when he gets that at the end, it's actually just such a beautiful moment. I really love that. He's fantastic. Next, it brings us to more recent pastures, Big Hero 6. Why? Because that film is nothing without Baymax. It's an average animated film that belongs more in Disney's mid-noughties slump or DreamWorks animation. But Baymax, the hilarious and adorable robot balloon thing, he's a huge help. He's an endearing character, and all of the best moments in the film, all like top 25, belong to him. So he's Disney's answer to Toothless. Oh, he is. Oh shit. Next, 7 is actually a little pairing of characters that make an amazing sidekick team, Lumiere and Cogsworth from Beauty and the Beast. As much as I love Ian McKellen and Ewan McGregor, I'm not talking about the live action one because the original animated versions are irreplaceable. Not only does Lumiere bring us Be Our Guest, which is one of the most famous and amazing Disney songs of all time, but the pair's bickering helps you forget that this is actually just a story about a girl being imprisoned in a castle by a horrible monster. Next, 6 is a bit of a hard sell, I'll admit, because frankly, Baloo is closer to a main character in the Jungle Book than Mowgli is. He speaks more, sings more, is more lovable, and yeah, maybe he doesn't belong in this list, but Mowgli's not getting on here, so let's run with it. Not only is The Bare Necessities another amazing Disney classic, but Baloo risks life and limb to save Mowgli from Shere Khan after knowing him for, what, 2 days? What a guy. Next, 5 is much more of the traditional smart mouth sidekick. It's Mushu from Mulan. Forgetting about his sneaky comment about being able to see through Mulan's armour. Mushu is a great and relatable character. He's flawed and imperfect, he's filled with banter and voiced by the impeccable Eddie Murphy, and he has a dream as well. It's not as when he gets it as it is with Phil and Hercules, but he's just a great character to have, and he brings a lot of comedy to what would be a fairly serious film at a lot of points without him, right? It's arguable that he is just working towards having his own dream and is therefore selfish the entire film, but he also rides a panda and dresses up as Batman? Yeah, awesome. Next, 4 was a hard choice because I had to choose somebody to miss out in the top 3, and that was quite hard, but I decided to go with the other pairing of characters on the list, so they have each other in disappointment. What am I talking about? It's Timon and Pumbaa from The Lion King. Why do they fall off the podium? Essentially because they're only in like half the film, yeah. Less? Like, I gotta check that runtime, but they're not in that much of it in the grand scheme of things, but Hakuna Matata is amazing. They're an incredible pair. They're so funny. It's great. The whole tone of the film shifts entirely the moment they come in it. They have such a big impact on it. They're also irreplaceable. I'm looking at you, Seth Rogen. Next, making it into the top 3, however, is someone who's recently jumped a lot of places. Olaf, while a lot of fun in Frozen, would not have been in the top 10. He would not have been on this list before Frozen 2, which I saw last week. Oh my god. Olaf's arc maturing into this hilariously introspective person, getting so many great lines throughout the film. His song about being scared of things but won't be when he's older, that is hilarious. It's better than In Summer, I think. And he explains the plot of the first film in the second in such a hilarious way. That's the best scene in the film. That's incredible. He nailed it, and there's a whole different side to his character in the third act. I won't do any spoilies, but Oh, that made me feel emotions. Is that a spoiler? Not really. Next. 2 is a controversial choice because A, it's the only human sidekick on the list. Yeah, Disney doesn't like them. And B, it's a villain sidekick. Yeah. Also the only one on the list. Who is this mysterious figure? It's Krunk. It's Krunk from The Emperor's New Groove. Of course it is. He is the greatest character in a film of great characters. He's totally useless, completely endearing. He manages to bring a lot of light to the villainous side because Yzma is such a dark, evil, cruel character that having Krunk next to her makes them such an incredible villain team. And I just love the pairing. It's one of my favourite Disney films, and a big part of that is because of those two. Also, goddamn, his spinach puffs are amazing. I mean, I imagine they have to be, right? Next, but number 1 is indisputable, I'm afraid. You can go ahead and argue about the ranking of this list in the comments, but you're never going to change my mind about this. Number 1, the greatest Disney sidekick of all time is the genie from Aladdin. Yep, Robin Williams wins. Full stop, end of story. Suck on my penis. Again, this is not a kids channel, so fuck on off, cop. I made that clear in the channel settings. You bastards. Goodbye! If you're wondering who just missed out on this list and why, there's the gargoyles from Hunchback, because there's 3 of them, so super cheating. There's Maximus from Tangled, because he's a terrible sidekick to his actual owner, the captain of the guard. There's Turk and Tantor from Tarzan, because they keep trying to abandon him throughout the film. There's Gurgi from Black Cauldron, because he did sacrifice himself, but he's just a bad Gollum ripoff. And of course Sebastian from Little Mermaid, because he isn't very nice to her generally. Go under the sea and kiss the girl, aren't you?